to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
I think this is one of the only holidays of the year.
Yeah.
Because I work Sundays, where I get a 3-day weekend.
Oh, wait, what?
Because the holiday has to be on a Thursday. Otherwise, I don't get 3-day weekends.
Oh, right.
Because I work.
Your
Right.
schedule is
Right.
Friday
Oh,
and
the
Saturday.
holiday is on Monday. Cool. Every normie gets Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But
Yeah.
I work Sunday.
Right.
So
Then you always have a break before
right.
the holiday.
Oh, Friday's off. Well, I already have Friday off.
Right.
So I get.
Yeah.
There's no.
So this is a 3-dayer for you.
This without taking any PTO. This is but it's like one of the few. I think Christmas we figured out is also on Thursday this year. So that may work out. Isn't 4th of July
I think so.
and Christmas always on the same day of the week?
Oh, that I mean,
I can't remember how it
Calendar Challenge Jim says, I don't know.
Or is it? No, I think it's 4th. I can't remember.
If only there was a thing on my computer that I could look up a calendar. No, Christmas is on Wednesday.
Oh, I fucked up then.
And New Year's is on... Wait. Yes. Christmas, right in the middle of the week. That's some fucked up shit.
Christmas is Wednesday?
Wednesday and Wednesday for the New Year's Day and Christmas Day.
Oh, so close.
That's...
So it would have been on
bueno.
Tuesday, right? Because everything got moved up because leap year. It was leap year this year.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
I don't know. Leap year, leap week.
No one likes
leap
Christmas
off a building. I don't know, man.
Christmas on Tuesdays is ass.
This is Christmas on Wednesday. right in the middle of the week.
Everyone's saving PTO.
What was the holiday we just had?
Memorial?
We just had a holiday that was Juneteenth was on a Wednesday.
Right.
And AJA observes that. So it was just like a random day in the middle of the week. It was like 2 days and then a day and then 2 days and then the weekend. It was like, what?
Party time.
You didn't get Juneteenth, though.
I did.
Oh, you did.
Venus did not.
That's right. So it was a federal bank holiday, but
Correct.
not the state and local governments did not participate.
Right. Trading floor was like, sweet.
Which is kind of interesting for California. You would think they'd be a little more on board with that here.
Yeah, but do we actually celebrate? Does the state honor Cesar Chavez?
I don't know. Probably, because he was from California.
Right, but
you see a lot.
I don't know.
As far as the state's concerned.
Well, yeah, the state.
I mean, you get Martin Luther King Day off.
Right.
And, the state, I assume the state does.
Apparently, you just got to make a speech in front of something.
Well, Cesar Chavez did that, didn't he? Didn't he do a speech and like a whole bunch of hikes?
A bunch of hikes.
With picket signs?
Yeah, he didn't go...
Hikes with picket signs?
He didn't go the distance to the Washington Monument or something.
Yeah, right. No.
The National Mall.
It was all for farm hand worker rights
like
or whatever.
Immigrant worker rights, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Farmhand.
Farmhand. They have feet, too.
Oh.
Sometimes.
Well, how do you think they get from row to row? On their horse? Maybe in a golf cart?
Farmhands.
Man, it's warm though. This is for those not in the know, we are in the middle of hell.
Yeah.
A multi-day 105 plus heat ordeal.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to refer to it as. So I don't know what the official numbers are, but I watched the temperature in my backyard.
Yeah.
With my little thermometer I've got out there.
Right.
Electronic thing that beams it in the house.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing numbers like 111, 112, 113.
Yeah.
It's warm back
It
there.
is. I mean, it's summer. We got pretty far, but this is a hot stretch for sure.
I told Shanna, like, I remember seeing 110 degree plus streak years ago, but we haven't had one of these. Like, we didn't have one of last year was really mild.
Yes, we did not have one of these runs this hot for this duration
for a while.
year,
Yeah,
right? And even we certainly had 100 days.
Yeah,
last summer. This is a. I'm still here.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are fucking around.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
it's lingering,
which
for sure.
sucks because I didn't get my Mister thing set up yet.
Yeah,
fucking.
Every once in a while, I just go out the back with the hose, shoot down the compressor unit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Just psh.
Something.
Yeah. If it's running, I don't care. I mean, it sits out in the rain. So
what was I doing? Wait. Hey. Welcome to Sad Dad's Club Podcast, episode 300.
300.
I only had to remember the one. I'm the Lord Fu.
I'm Jim.
Well, I was doing something. Over the weekend, I was talking with my sister's husband, Randy. We were talking about
Your brother-in-law, dare you say?
Is that sometimes I get, because I was just talking about what I am to Venus's grandpa. Am I a grandson-in-law? Do they actually do that for?
Sure.
Do they?
I would say so.
I call him grandpa. I don't really give a fuck. I don't know what he calls me. Probably Jason.
Well, your sister's husband would be your brother-in-law.
Yes, that is yes. Yeah. Anyway, we were talking about this year. My sister had asked me about misters. Like, where'd you get your misters? We want to put some up around.
I thought you were talking about like guys.
Yeah, like where's your misters?
Where'd you get your mister?
You're my sister, and I don't have any advice for you on Wang. None.
Yeah.
0.
Yeah.
Get
your own mister.
Fucking Amazon kit for whatever it was we paid for it. It's like cheap shit. Tubing. I said, but you need to get
$24 or whatever.
Yeah. I said, but don't skimp out on the calcium filter. Like get the filter. Otherwise, you'll be chasing, because the nozzles are dime a dozen. They're like very cheap products. So in order to make sure that you're not chasing clogged nozzles, you need to run a filter.
Some of us would call that clozzles.
Clozzles?
Clogged nozzles.
Noggings? Nozzle clogs? Anyway, so I was checking in with them because that was like a week and a half prior. Like, hey, did you get the? And we were talking about like the setup, and I 100%. So anyway, I nerded out because we did on the podcast. Well, that would be probably 2 years back when we were nerding out on misters.
Yeah,
I'm like, especially going into this thing, I said, it's so hot even up till 9 or 10 that when it's 90s and it starts to, when peak is like 90s or mid 90s, it cools off enough to where I'll still probably run the whole house fan at 10 until 6 in the morning when I get up.
Right, as long as the outside temperature is cooler than what the house is.
Right, I said when it hits hundreds and gets over hundreds, it never really cools down enough to make it.
I think our low was like 76 or something.
I'm like, the equilibrium is not enough for me. I said, but I will still take a 30-minute window or so every night when it's still this hot and turn on the whole house fan to vacate the attic air.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it's not warm blanket, because that hot attic will do 130.
Yeah.
So even if I can only vacate it to like 90, that's 20 to 30 degrees less than what's,
because you're really fighting the radiant heat at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, because I asked about his whole house fan, and his took a shit, so he was replacing that. And then with the misters, I'm like, and there's real science here. I said, now I min-max this shit. Like, if it's for the 30 minutes, if I'm only doing it for 30 minutes prior to me opening up the house and the whole house, running the whole house fan, I run the misters, so that way the ambient air that I'm going to suck in is roughly 5 to 10 degrees cooler.
Right.
Bang for buck. Then I open up the windows. Then it's not going to be moist air anymore when it's this hot. So I'll usually give like a 5-minute gap, so that way I'm not sucking in damp air.
Yeah.
Everything is, but there's a degree shift blanket around the doors and windows that I open, and Randy was like I want to say superintendent for one of the schools in Rockland, and he went, oh, okay. Now, I don't know if he was just shining me on or if I had actually blown his mind, because it was like there's science.
Because you were deep diving on it?
I'm like, it's fucking thermodynamics.
Sure.
Like, this stuff works.
Evaporative cooling.
Right.
Yeah.
I really wish I'd have had, my condenser is so fucking pain in the ass to get to. I have a hose run out there, but it's like, it's a schlep for me. Like, I don't, it's so hot.
I know.
It's so hot.
Mine's right out the door.
But it had been, we ran into about 3 weeks back. We were doing I was doing a physics thing with Piper, and it was talking about, had to do with velocity and maximum velocity given a known acceleration. And mathematically, if you were to take something at a hose running at a static pressure, and you were to then make an arc from 0 degrees horizontal to 90 degrees, the furthest that stream of water will get is at 45 degrees. That's it. Like,
that's the farthest it's ever going to go.
Science.
Right.
At 45 degrees.
Because you know why? Gravity.
Maths. Yes. So anything you can shoot at a constant projectile at 45 degrees, it will be the farthest it will get.
Huh. What about 45.5?
No, 45 dead nuts.
45.1?
So I read it and I went, wait.
Let's test.
I'm like,
this theory.
Let's test it. Now, so the margin of error, I went right out here, picked up the garden hose, and I went, see how far this goes into the fucking street. I'm like, here's 0.
Yeah.
And then
90 straight up.
And then I went to 45, and then I took a step over so that way I had dry street. And then I went straight up to 90. So I had a full spectrum. I had 90, and then I started one at 90 and kind of just let it fall to 45 next to the other two. I'm like, did any one of those get any further? No. 45.
Yeah.
Fucking science.
I mean, it makes sense.
So then I asked my son this morning, I really need to know.
I hope this isn't related to his urine stream.
No.
Oh,
I'm like,
okay.
if you're standing at the toilet, just know that if you can't get to it, shoot for 45
degrees.
You'll nail it. I said, what did I ran across an MIT thing that had to do with another cooling thing, and the question I was posing to Piper as Xander was leaving the room the other day, I said, what color is snow? Piper, white. And I went, no. And Xander, walking down the hall, he goes, it has no color. Which is correct. It appears white because snow falls and leaves so many air pockets that light bounces around and then reflects all over the place in like a prism,
right,
that it reflects white light. But it is not white. It's ice. Water has no color. It's transparent. But it looks white. So this morning, my son, he's clearly bored in his room. I don't know. But I'm like, you answered this question. Come to the office. He walks out of there. Or comes.
You're in trouble, mister.
Walks into the room. I'm like, since you answered yesterday's question about what color snow was correctly, I have a project for you. I said,
great.
I want to know. Yeah.
I am never answering one of those questions.
I said, I want to know the science behind why misters cool the air. I said, I'll send you some keywords that I think is where you're going, and to look up on YouTube. And I said, and I apologize for your algorithm because I'm going to load it with science when you start searching for some of this shit. I'm like, I don't have time to search for this right now. I'm busy with a ton of other things. But since you answered the question correctly, I'm putting you on this so you can come back to me and just tell me.
You fucked up, son.
Yeah, you did it wrong, AA Ron. I said, here, I gave him like a 5-minute thing. I'm like, here's what I think is happening, but I would like to know for sure. Go. Mm-hmm. And then he went to his room. I sent him a bunch of keywords, and like 15 minutes later, he came back and he went, yeah, you're pretty close. Essentially, it's that radiant energy transfers, it heats up the water droplets, and the energy, instead of hitting like your house or something and converting its energy into heat, it vaporizes the water droplet to change its state, and the energy loss is there. And since there's energy lost in the transformation of water to change states, heat is lost, and there's your gap.
There you go.
So
that's sort of like steam coming off a pot, right? It's cooling.
Yeah. So where do we go? Ways and ways back, David mentioned the real good systems. #Hey Dave. The real good systems are pressurized because the finer you can atomize water,
right,
it is more surface area and more contact points for the air to transfer heat and radiant energy to change states.
Yeah, smaller droplets, essentially.
Yeah. Like surface area.
Yeah.
So if you can, higher pressure would be best. But also, if your misters are clogged, or if your mist isn't even a reasonable nozzle, and your water doesn't evaporate before it hits the ground, you're not getting the most efficiency. Like you want know what spots underneath.
I get that, but also I think you get cooling if there's water on the ground that's evaporating too.
Sure, yes. Like if you've cooled your pad, like if you've hosed off.
Like if you've watered down, if you're watering your driveway.
Yes.
See?
Right.
Yeah.
Like in order to heat
if
this
you're trying
back
to
up,
grow your cement.
Right. I want you to change your energy into heating up this slab. And by the time you do, it's energy wasted on my fucking driveway and not radiating on my house.
Right.
And I ended up there.
Yeah.
Because I ran across, in doing all this fucking physics stuff, there was a paper recently put together by a bunch of people at MIT about a white paint that will that runs cooler than ambient air, that you can paint on things, and it gives off more heat.
It reflects,
essentially. Yeah, it reflects.
Yeah.
And it has to do with whatever the composite of the pigment. It reflects infrared light at a frequency that is not trapped by greenhouse gases. So once it hits this paint, it just reflects, and the infrared light goes straight out the atmosphere. It goes straight into space.
Oh, wow.
So because the heat doesn't come back down, the object is a net loss in heat, and it will run 10 to 20 degrees cooler than ambient air.
Paint everything.
Paint fucking everything.
Yeah.
It does have to be facing the sky.
Yeah.
Because the whole point is to jettison
out
of the atmosphere. But holy shit. My noodle has been baking for the last 3 to 4 days.
So does that mean that there's that blacker than black paint?
Oh, the super black?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean that's absorbing
all wavelengths?
And it gets really fucking hot?
I don't know enough to say yes or no. Yeah.
And on the same note about black, the color black is literally just the absence of reflection of light.
Yes.
And I find that fascinating. I mean, I'm a photography major,
I
so
take in all the colors.
I never thought about black like that until we were in class one day, and I don't know, whatever photo teacher said that, and I went, oh, shit. That is absolutely correct. Huh. Like, talk about, like, a mental switch.
Oh, yeah. It's
like,
some
what?
crazy shit. I saw some YouTube that was the quietest room, like in anechoic chamber.
Yeah.
And then he went and did the same test in the world's loudest chamber or whatever.
Yeah.
And he did a balloon pop, and he had to wear cans in the loudest room one because it amplified.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like ridiculous. And then what else did he do?
In the anechoic.
He did something. Oh, the world's loudest whistle.
Oh.
And as soon as he stopped blowing it, like it was like.
Yeah.
Right.
Stop.
But the whistle in the loudest room, it was.
Yeah. Have you ever been in an anechoic chamber?
No.
There's one down the street from here.
Really?
At the HP facility.
Really?
So,
are you talking over here?
Yeah.
Foothill?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
So back in the day, when I was working on the camera, the Scion, we took several units down to that HP facility, and they have a shake table.
Oh, okay.
And so we strapped cameras down to the shake table and put video,
like a torture test kind of thing.
Yeah, and just shook the shit out of them while they were recording to make sure they didn't like break or stop recording or whatever.
Okay.
And different frequencies. The tables are insanely fine-tuned and computer-controlled to whatever wavelengths you want to put into them.
Yeah.
And however harsh you want them to be or not be or whatever.
Yeah.
But we spent a day or two down there doing that. And part of that is, some of the time you're killing time because you're waiting for techs to go to lunch or whatever. So you're just kind of like cruising around. And they have an anechoic chamber there. And it's like a room, a garage-sized room with that foam baffling all over it. And you walk in there, and it's like unnerving how quiet it gets. And especially if they close the door, it's really neat. It's really cool.
Thump, thump.
Yeah.
Thump, thump.
Really, really kind of neat to be able to like check that out. And then Melanie being a audiologist, I was like, yeah, I've been in an anechoic chamber. She's like, what?
Is that part of the thing they do?
Well, I mean, just from an audio standpoint, or from it's just stuff that she's interested in. But cool stuff right down the street. You would never know.
They don't really own that building anymore, so I wonder what
they
happened
own parts of it.
Do they? Do they still kept some of it?
Yeah, because the part where well, at least this was however many years ago when we did Scion. That section was sort of like you could hire them. That's what we did. Is we hired them to do the shake table stuff.
Yeah,
and they're all, do you want to check out the anechoic? They're super cool in there.
You have to go in there with your pants down though. Speak into this microphone. That looks like your dick. Yeah.
Just
so,
really.
Anyway,
that's really cool, man. When all of the echo goes away, it just gets absorbed, and the sound is just gone.
Yeah,
so unnerving.
Weird? Yeah.
It almost messes with your sense of like equilibrium to a certain extent. It's mentally unnerving. I don't think you'd want to spend a bunch of time in there.
Yeah.
Because it would make you feel
like
weird.
I need to. How's my spatial awareness work when I can't get audio cues?
You don't. Yeah, nothing surround sound. That doesn't happen there. It just disappears. You hear it just briefly.
Talking with Piper of all, making conversation, and like Xander tends to have like his pods in frequently, and Venus does the same. She's like always listening to an audiobook or something.
Yeah.
And like I can't, like to be wandering around the house, like with
Stuff shove it in your ear.
Yeah, stuff on my ear.
Yeah.
Like to be sitting at my desk is one thing, or to be, but to meander or just kind of walk around the house and doing errands or something,
or go to the grocery store, or
yeah, it's like I even have a trouble like wearing two when I walk to the store or run. Like I need to hear and pick up like audio cues of traffic or a bike bell or someone's skateboard wheels behind me
or a car.
like like so much of my day to day is like used to hearing and taking decision cues off of stuff that or observational cues, like how I carry myself is I'm taking in that info to wall me off in a casual, like I'm cutting off a limb or something. Like I can't do it. I need to hear stuff. Yeah.
You need like AirPod Pros.
I have AirPod Pros.
Oh, don't you turn on the pass-through?
I do. Here's the gotcha. That's funny you mentioned that. The gotcha with that is every once in a while, if I have both in and I'm on a walk and something comes on and motherfucker, and then it cuts off because it thinks I'm speaking
to somebody.
And so it's almost like a game I have with myself, like, to what volume can I sing along a song while listening to my AirPods without it thinking I'm trying to have a conversation?
Right.
It's very intuitive. It's hard to pull a.
Those are made for conversational things, not for you singing along by yourself.
Right. Yeah. Which is like there's obviously a fine line there. Like I'm sure it works well. It does well when I like get to a crosswalk and I hit the button and the beep boop beep boop will punch through.
But isn't there like a alt mode in there that always allows?
I haven't fucked with it.
Oh, I think there's there's one that's like sort of automatic sensing, and there's one where it's like always like noise canceling. And I think there's one that's like automatic sensing, and I think there's one where you just have pass through is on all the time.
Oh.
So maybe you need to check that.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I'll probably fuck with it.
Maybe look at it.
I mean, I have full on been like grooving to something at a reasonable volume, went and then
the audio goes away,
and then it cuts to like half volume, and I'm like, fuck. Okay, hold on.
Here it comes.
There's
nothing worse to me than listening to some song or whatever that you're into and having it get cut off by some fucking notification or a phone call or whatever it is. And you're like, fuck, I want to listen to this song.
Yeah. Or, I stub my toe on a heavy thing and then poof, and it listen, come on.
Right.
Come on. What do you got?
So Sunday, it was early, man, 8:15. I'm like, I gotta get out there and mow.
Okay.
8:15, I get the edger out, run around the front yard, edge everything up, and then pull the mower out. It's the fucking Toro.
Right.
Let's talk about the Toro.
The Toro.
It's called the GTS2, guaranteed to start in 2 pulls.
All right.
For the first 2 years. But
is it really only for the first 2 years?
Yeah. But
shit.
It's never failed me
right.
in 28 years or whatever.
Uh-oh.
So I pull the mower out, check the gas level, give it 3 pumps like normal on the primer, start yanking the ripcord, first pull. No start. All right, that's fine. It's got one more.
It's got a freebie.
Yeah. Just pull, nothing. Pull, nothing. What the fuck? Pull, nothing. The mower will not fucking start.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, what is happening right now? Like,
hi, Toro?
Did I kill the Toro?
With your air filter?
Yeah, like, oh, what? You're going to die because I replaced your air filter? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I couple more pumps on the gas, some more pulls, nothing. I smell gas. I'm like, it's getting fuel.
Right.
I can smell fucking gas.
Right.
And I'm like, air, fuel,
Spark.
What's it not getting? It's got fuel. I changed the filter so it should have air. Is it spark? I don't know. Huh.
Okay.
Pump. Yeah. I'm like fucking yanking on that motherfucker till the point all of a sudden I'm sweating. It's 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? I can't believe the mower is not. I mean, I'm like, does it need to have the carburetor cleaned at this point?
Right.
Like, I mean, it's 28 years old. Sure, anything.
Meanwhile, your rotator cuff is like, hey, asshole.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I do some more yanking on the thing. Doesn't start. And I go, I walked around the front and the spark plug wire somehow got pulled and was just dangling there. And I was all, what the fuck? Like, how did that happen? Snap that fucker back on.
Oh, yeah.
First bowl, man.
Oh, yeah. Because it's got like a gallon of gas in the chamber.
I was like, I can't believe I killed the Toro.
That's awesome.
And I was telling Shan about it later. She's like, oh, my God. Because she didn't know.
She's like, I kind of tripped on the mower the other day.
She's like, I don't know how it got unplugged. I really don't. Because it's not like I ever touched the front of the mower.
Huh.
I think maybe someone was putting away the ladder, which kind of sits right above there. And maybe the foot kind of like, as it was getting jockeyed in,
the boot.
Maybe pulled it out or something. I don't know.
Maybe your son paid your daughter $20 to unplug the spark plug.
Yeah, he really wants me to get a fucking battery-powered mower.
Melly, Dad needs a new mower. Kill the Toro. I don't know how.
Oh, my gosh.
Pull the spark plug.
I just thought that was hilarious.
For a moment in time, you were like, wow.
I was like, well, shit, I'm going to have to, like, borrow someone's mower to mow. Like, all this shit's going through my head. Like, maybe I'll go across the street and ask Ed if I can borrow his DeWalt mower. You know, Chandler would certainly truck over his mower and let me use it for, but I'm like, then I won't get, it's like I'm trying to beat the heat.
Right.
By mowing early. I'm already fucking sweating,
Yeah.
But then it was just the spark plug wire was disconnected.
That's crazy.
So I assume the piston area got real cleaned out with gas.
Yeah. Carbon deposit cleanliness.
Yeah. I mean, it's got Techron in it for sure. Yeah. So that gas is from Chevron.
Heavily detergentinated.
Yeah. So anyway, I just thought that was hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
My sister, my nephew, celebrate. His birthday was on July 1st. Happy birthday, Ethan. You don't listen, but that's okay. So she and my brother-in-law last year bought wave runners.
Oh, fun.
So she sent us a thing, I think, on Thursday saying, we asked Ethan what he wanted for his birthday, and he said lake day with the wave runners. So which day works best for you guys, that being my brother as well, like celebrate. And I think I never got back to her personally, but she knew that I work Sundays. So like my participation is Saturday or no day.
Right.
And given the heat, I'm not schlepping anybody at 2 p.m. to 5 at the hottest part of the day, just to, that would be brutal. Especially if you're going to be there all day. I'm sure by that time everyone's a baked potato and done. So,
unless you're just bobbing around the water the whole time.
Right, they could have just been in the water. She gets back to us, basically says, Saturday it is. If you could stop by, we'll be there at 6:30. We'll send you the pin of where we'll be. Show up if you can show up.
Yeah.
For my family, while I was free, Xander was not. Xander was going to the movies. Piper was dog sitting in Rockland and house sitting. And Venus has been, because she's treasurer for Band Boosters, is also coordinating and running and volunteering time at the fireworks booth that's over at the Bel Air thing. So I was the only one free, and Piper and I at the late afternoon had Dungeons and Dragons. So I had a limit, and I was the only one. I'm like, so she ended up my sister ended up reaching out. She's like, how many? Like, we're just looking to buy food. Like, how many people? I'm like, it's just me. It's just me. Sorry, the way that this one worked. It's 4th of July, the fireworks, the boosters. It's important to the kids.
Making up excuses, I see.
Yeah, apparently so. So I went, and I went early because I knew I didn't want to be totally like sunbaked however long I was going to stay and then have to, do a thing at the end of the day for Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. So I'm like, I'll go early. Like, I'll just go early. Plus, it's still hot. It was still hot as shit on Saturday and Sunday anyway. So I'm like, I don't want to be in the heat anyway. And I'm not
for sure
20-somethings, so I'm not really going to be sitting in the water. Like, I'm an adult now. I sit in a chair in the shade.
In the water?
Maybe in the water.
I sit in a chair in the water.
Right. So I got there. It was already starting to hot, but it was like 7 o'clock. I left here. We went in
7 o'clock in the morning.
I left here at 7.
Oh wow.
They left to set. I think the park opened at like 6. So they were there and they had set up shop. They were there by 6:30. So when I got there about 7:30, 7:45, they already had camp set up. And the wave runners were already in the water.
Wow.
It was just
first launch of the day.
Right. Pretty damn close. It was the boat parking was slim to none. It was God, I would swear that it was not a park entrance until they had completed the new spillway. So it was past the dam, but before Brown's Ravine, which is a common one I've been in countless times.
Yeah.
You blink and you will miss this entrance.
I know exactly where you're talking
about.
And
I think it is fucking amazing because it is not very well advertised, but it has its own light because boats, so it would be a bitch to be in a suicide lane with a boat trailer. Drove up to the gate. I'm like, I hadn't actually been to this one. Plus, it was really close to the spillway, so I thought that was cool. I'm like, sweet, I'm right here. $12, and I went to hand the lady at the kiosk a 20, and she was like, "Do you have a card?" And I went, "Fuck yeah, I have a card." So
you don't take cash?
Yeah, preference I would much rather pay digitally and not have to keep cash. I mean, I had to go make a specific run to the bank to get cash because I figured random kiosk may not have digital hooking uppings because
everyone's got a SIM card now.
Yeah. So paid $12 digitally, parked. There was very few people on the lake. If you've listened to any length of the show, one, I have a motorcycle. I've ridden motorcycles. I enjoy motorcycles.
Yeah.
I am super, super hot on ATVs. I love the Raptor quad that I have that I haven't ridden in probably 25 years. Some of the biggest smiles I have ever had are on a quad.
Nice.
There is like when driving, there is something intrinsic that I feel like one with the machine. Like a quad did that for me. It was a really cathartic experience. I had not ridden a wave runner. Small boat, 16 foot and under. Yes, I owned my own wakeboard boat. I have driven boats, patio boats, small boats, outboards, inboards. Not Dave's, hashtag hey Dave again, not Dave's caliber 1,000+ horsepower with a supercharger type of shit.
Right.
Most commoner boats. I've been
off the shelf boats.
A wave runner. No. A jet ski, as you and I would understand, like a single person jet skis that they're doing stunts with on Waterworld or, the handle lifts up. Never ridden one of those. So I was, happy birthday, nephew, but I was also
When can I get on?
Yeah,
that?
I don't mind. I'm gonna do that. And
Hope you got more fuel.
yeah, my sister was like, "Well, why don't you guys, you and Ethan, take the wave runners out?" I'm like,
Fuck yeah!
absolutely.
Thought you'd never say anything.
I just thought I'd end up sitting here while someone kicked me in the dick all morning.
Yeah, because where's the shade?
'Cause fuck. I'm like, is there a primer here? And Ethan was like, it's thumb throttle, drag, boat, same. And I went, perfect, done. I borrowed Randy's life vest, no wake zone out to the end of the zone. You could count the split seconds after we left that wake zone and I punched the shit out of that throttle where I went from, to smile on my face.
You're like, fuck, I might need to buy one.
Fuck, dude. Facebook Marketplace is danger zone, dude.
You gotta wait until after summer, though.
Sure, yes.
When people are like,
when they're like, I don't want to winterize this.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed my boat. I enjoy wakeboarding. I'm not so hot on kneeboarding. I skipped entirely water skiing. Wakeboarding, loved it. Driving a boat, towables, tubes and shit and wrecking people on tubes, fun. I have nothing but enjoyment for water sports. Not the kind where you pee on someone, but the kind when you're on a lake. Hey-o. I knew it was going to be fun. I enjoy water things. I'm a terrible swimmer, but I enjoy water machining. This was so fucking fun, Jim. I cannot, and it was, I knew it would be, but I was still shocked at the amount of happiness in just going straight. There is a large transference of skill from a quad, motorcycle. The balance is there. The kegels to hold your seat, core stuff. Understanding mechanics of how things. If you've driven a boat or ridden in a boat and you understand how the slides work and the immediacy of friction when you let off a throttle, like all of that starts to happen and understand real fast if you've had any experience on the water, even a canoe.
Planing and the whole thing. Yeah.
Even if you've been on a canoe or a paddleboard, like the moment you let go of propulsion in anything on water, there's instant drag. You're going to feel it. Donuts, cutting, stuff like that on this thing. And then I had, probably a really great conversation with my nephew, my college-aged nephew, talking about school, talking about physics, what his plans were. It was just, and then I got to ride this thing back. It was fucking fantastic. So we rode back. I sunscreened. Still got sunburnt.
Why is that always the case? Isn't
that
weird?
I think, it was direct fucking sun. Yeah. The water was amazing temperature. It wasn't cold. It wasn't warm. It was refreshing.
But did you see any sharks?
No sharks. Lots of fish. We hoofed it back to camp. At that point, I think then we hung out. I goo gaga'd to my sister, which I'm sure made her totally happy that she had done something better than me. Whatever. Like, I have a wave runner, and I made you happy, and you don't have one, so I've got one up on you. Fuck off, sister. But thank you also. We chatted for a bit. It was in between. I think it was about 10, 11. We then spent, I think I sent you pictures, where they set up camp. We were directly across from the boat launch. As someone that has also watched their share of haul-over inlet boat fails, this was like front row seats to Trainwreck City.
Now, there is a guy that goes and holds up at the boat launch, too, if you haven't seen any of those videos. So I think it's the
Every
same,
once in a while I catch
it's
those.
the same network, but it's just a dude sitting across the water from the boat ramp.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just hilarious.
Oh, yeah. I believe it. Yeah, so I saw my share.
Yeah.
I didn't really see anything bad,
Yeah.
but plenty of people with jet ski trailers.
Because they're short.
The shortness and how nimble they are and light.
They just all of a sudden.
Yeah, if you can't see that shit jackknifes on it quick.
It goes quick.
Yeah, guys that'll go all the way down and like start doing stuff, and then they pull like a quarter of a mile up the fucking.
Just get it up enough and straighten it out,
and then turn it back around.
Yeah.
Somewhere about 11 or so, my sister got a message from my brother, who was bringing the two girls and Kim, and I'm like, all right, well. I had a imposed noon deadline for some stuff because I also had to come back and do physics to catch up to Piper. So I'm like, noon's really my cutoff. But somewhere about 11:30 or so, my brother was like on his way, and he was probably about 20 minutes. I'm like, you know what? I'll stay just to see the girls and my brother and Kim. I haven't seen them in a while, and to see maybe my brother take the girls out, like just to see.
Yeah.
And, it's Ethan's birthday, so whatever. But in that short span of time, my sister was like, well, you've got a little bit of time before Brett gets here. Just take the wave runners out again. And I went, well, I was looking forward to getting my dick kicked in, but that sounds like a better idea. So we'll just go for a quick one. And Randy goes, well, just take him up to, you could take it, the lake is so full, like take him up to see Salmon Falls Bridge. I'm like, yeah, last time I was up there, the lake was down to almost nothing, and I was playing Ingress trying to capture Salmon Falls Ruins portals.
Right.
Hashtag Ingress. So I'm like, fucking sweet. So we take off, but this time their wave runners, they have two different ones. One is what I described to Randy when I came back was his is a V6 Honda Accord sleeper, like plenty of power, nimble, but more of a posh ride.
Right.
My sister's is just a hair bit shorter,
A little squirrelier.
I said, and Kelly's is Civic SI.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wanted to turn on a dime if you gave it the right edge.
Right.
And it. I put hers at 68 on the water, and Randy's at 62, 64.
Oh, wow.
Like,
wow, you were cooking,
dude. I'm full like tuck. Like I'm gonna get this fucker going.
Yeah.
Anyway, blast. So we take off. It's supposed to be quick.
No.
We take off. We ended up on not the Salmon Falls arm.
Okay.
Like, we think it was North Fork that would have put us up closer to like Rattlesnake.
Yeah.
And there is a portion of that arm of Folsom Lake that turns into a no-wake zone because commercial kayakers and like tubing trip things come down there, so you can't be hooning it with kayakers who are paying money.
Sure.
Absolutely fine. Totally get that. But we get to this no-wake zone, and then we are 20 minutes into the no-wake zone before Ethan, who's been there clearly, right, realizes
we're not
even
place.
close.
Yeah.
We're going up the wrong arm. And I went, well, we're out of time. Don't sweat it. Absolutely don't sweat it. Turn around, and we'll hot foot it back. Turn around, zip it back. My brother's there. I'm like, hey, and now it was like an hour and change later. Like, I'm over my limit. And Kelly was like, hey, I thought you had to. I'm like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not worried about it in the slightest. I gotta, it's okay. It's like, don't be mad at your son. We just went the wrong way, and I still had a blast. And Brett's like, well, you want to put Carrie on yours because Kim didn't want to. I'm like, well, shit. As a big brother, I'm like flattered that my brother would trust me with his daughter on something that he hasn't even been on. Like, absolutely. If you want me to take one of the girls, so
2 hours later,
3 hours later, we get out past the no wake zone. I'm like, I wasn't gonna go fast. And Brett was like, so we'll just do like real quick, like 5-10 minutes. And I'm like, absolutely. Like, I've been out here twice already, so I'm pro. So we can just go right out here, turn. It wasn't busy because this launch and park area is like a sleeper, so there wasn't a lot of boat traffic.
Yeah.
So, like, we'll just go out, zip around. You can get a good shot of the spillway. The dam was a bit far, but you could go near the guarded parts of the spillway if you wanted to be that frosty. And he's like, cool, we'll just do that. All right, fantastic. We get out past the no-wake zone. I'm like, if you get scared, Squiddy, or you just want to stop, you just let me know. Absolutely. Like,
hang on, though.
But you need to let me know if you fall off. And she's like, what? And then I goosed it.
And she fell off?
No, she didn't. She just held on tight, but she was laughing anyways.
Okay.
So I let Brett lead most of the way, and then he pulled off a little bit. And I'm like, should we catch him? Should we catch your dad? And she's like, yeah. So I pull off into clean water. And anyway, so it was...
That's fun.
It was good fun. I told my sister, I'm like, I'm like, thank you. And I gave Ethan, I'm like, this is old fashioned, I know, but I actually, the money run was part birthday. I'm like, I gave him 50, and I'm like, happy birthday. I know you would probably rather have a gift card or something. I don't know, but I'm old fashioned. And I didn't get you a card, but here's cash. And I went to give my sister $40 for gas, of which they sipped. They were both, we used them for probably a good 2.5 hours in total.
Yeah.
Both of them were still full tank.
What the shit?
Yeah.
Are they running on happiness?
Mine definitely were. I went to give my sister, I'm like, please take this. Like, it was gas money. Like, it's well worth it.
Yeah.
Like, this was worth every penny. She's like, absolutely cannot take it. And Ethan goes, well, I'll take it. And I just gave it straight to him. I'm like, there you go. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So he got $90. But it was, if you ever get that opportunity.
Yeah, I've been looking for that one.
Do that. What? Really?
I have always wanted to ride like a jet ski or a wave runner.
You could do it at any speeds. Obviously, I have some familiarity in having those devices.
I'm not worried about that at all. But
it was so fucking fun. Like, you could probably, I think, I run into more rent jet ski things, wave runner things on Facebook Marketplace than I do purchases.
That's one of the things where I've been like, I would love to buy a double trailer with 2 matching wave runners.
Yeah. Tell your son to rent 2 jet skis and go out to that entrance for a weekend.
Yeah, we could tow it with the CRV if we had to, you know?
Yeah.
So.
It was, definitely do it.
Yeah.
I cannot, if you're not someone that's afraid of water, and you have, you can putt on those fucking things and just, you could tour, go in the coves, take a picnic.
That's not my speed.
Load of stuff, beach, touring. You could do donuts in it and not feel bad at all.
You're not wearing any tires.
No tires will be lost. God, it was so fun.
Yeah.
I cannot recommend that experience enough.
Yeah.
It did suck. And they bought theirs locally. They were on consignment, very low hours. So they got a deal. But they're like most, I think, a lot of water sport stuff. They hold their value really well, and they're not in their 20s. So they'll lose only a little bit of their investment if they no longer want them. Mm-hmm. So...
I mean, you're paying a little bit to have it for some amount of time. If you're gonna buy them and get rid of them in a few years, you're gonna lose your usage out of them essentially.
Yeah. And that was a huge conversation as we were talking. Like, you know, what happened to the boat? And I went, well, it fell at a time like when I bought it, we used it.
Yeah,
absolutely. I said then. Did John and I both need to buy the same boat? No.
Yeah.
Like, our friend group was so knit that we would only take one boat out at a time anyway. So it was like, John and I would only take both boats out at the same time if we were just like flexing. Like we'll have one that's got all the shit in it and one that we just bebop around in. Or we just are out on the lake and we're hooning it kind of thing. Like fucking plus you could tow the towable. I would have loved to have been able to tow the girls. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
So I told him the boat ended up, once we had Piper, I think we had Piper, I'm going to blow her age as far as how old she was, but she did get on the boat as a toddler for maybe even low single digits at least once, to where she may be able to remember a memory of being on it. Xander, absolutely not. And
sorry, Xander.
I know, totally sorry. The young father and trying to redneck keep that covered in the winters here with all the rain that we got. I was always chasing deteriorating canvas, deteriorating cover, water, the
ingress.
Yeah, and they get out, and then you spend a quarter of the season cleaning it and getting it back up to spec, only to then realize that you have to do dad or parent stuff, and the boat never made it out to the lake anyway.
Right.
So we ended up selling it. It had been paid for. So did I get my money's worth for the full length of the investment? No, I did not.
I'd say most people would say that about a boat.
Yeah, unless you're going to keep it.
Unless you're Dave.
Yeah, unless you're Dave. But I would say I probably didn't get the same out of the RV either. The way that my work ethic just doesn't afford me, regrettably, the type of impromptu or pull plug hard line kind of things. I wish I was better at it. And if I was, I would probably get better usage of the investments of like the RV and the boat. But we made a decision, like the boat was just taking up space.
I'm unhappy with that answer.
Me too, because sad dad. But we chose to just get rid of the boat rather than continually lose money on a resale option because weathering and.
Yeah.
So I don't regret buying the boat, but is how I was portraying it. But a 2-3 person personal watercraft, now we may be talking a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I would, that's something that I've been interested in for a while, but my problem is like, where do I store it? And I'm not really interested in paying somewhere to keep it.
That would be rough for you.
Yeah. I just don't have any space for that.
Certainly not a double. You may be able to rig up a thing along the side, but it would be inconvenient either way.
Yeah. And I was like, well, maybe I could put like a hoist in the garage and just hoist it up into the roof or the ceiling.
The CRV out and just put your doubles in there. Fuck yeah.
I mean, no, you just hoist it up. CRV should fit underneath it. Maybe.
Oh, like
perpendicular
to the CRV hood?
Maybe the whole trailer. Just lift the whole thing up.
Shit. Well, you have no excuse. You've already engineered your solution.
It probably wouldn't work, but that's what I
do the shit.
Yeah.
Because then I'll help you.
Yeah.
Test those.
Speaking of testing, I did get my griddle this week.
Did you?
On Tuesday.
Yeah.
Put it together. Made a grilled cheese today. I haven't had time to because of the holiday.
Yeah.
And we're doing we're having 4th of July over at Chandler's house, so it's like we're doing a
Can
brisket.
I bring my griddle, son? Please let me bring my griddle.
Yeah. We're doing a brisket, ribs.
Oh.
And
the whole shenanigans.
Yeah, whole 9 yards. And so it's like I had last night I went over to his house just to trim the brisket up.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like I didn't really have time to like mess with it. And not only that, I didn't get it put together quick enough to like get it seasoned and be able to cook on it.
Right. Yeah.
And then today I was like for lunch, I'm like, I'm going to make a grilled cheese out here. So that was kind of cool. Just kind of figuring out how it feels and that kind of stuff.
I saw a really
good fucking huge though.
Just today a grilled what was it? A grilled cheese hot dog.
I think I saw the same video.
Did you? Where he scores like a bunch of hot dogs.
Yes.
And then I'm like, oh,
And then he puts cheese in the bun.
right.
And then the hot dog.
And then
cheese on top of the
how
hot
the
dog.
fuck did we see the same one?
I just watched it like a couple days ago. In fact, I was telling Shanna about it because they have their
Beyond
impossible.
hot dogs?
Yeah, their impossible whatevers.
I'm like, I would try. I was at the store and I'm like, fuck, we're gonna have Polish sausage tonight, but I may just buy a bunch of buns and fucking hot dogs just to try that.
Yeah, it looked really good.
Yeah.
A little butter on the griddle.
What little?
Plunk it down.
Did you not?
Oh
That
yeah,
was like
it was quite
half
a
a
bit.
stick. And he's like, and then he's moving that giant ass puddle around with the spatula. I went, okay, that's
He's just making brown butter now.
yeah, that's a little bit. My arteries are like, no. Why?
But it did look good. Now I don't know that I would probably go with whatever sauce he made. I didn't seem to.
Oh yeah, I'd probably skip that.
I'd probably use mustard or something like that. But it looked really good. A grilled cheese hot dog in the bun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was reading too. The new thing is St. Louis Meat Company or something like that makes these hot dogs that everyone says are the most insanely good hot dogs.
Really?
And I looked them up, and for I don't know, they're like $45, $50
Okay.
for I don't even know how many. I couldn't figure out how many it was.
Okay.
I want to say it's St. Louis Meat Company or something like that.
Okay.
And I keep seeing articles, people talking about these hot dogs. And I'm like, fuck, I got to look them up now. And it's sort of like they sell them on QVC,
Oh, okay.
which I'm like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's Donald Trump steaks.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't know, but everyone says they were good.
Really?
Yeah, everyone swears by them.
I have a funny one here at the tail end. So we went. What day was it? It was Friday of last week. I can't remember where Venus and I were going. We were going. God damn it! I can't remember where we're going, but we're like, she needs. We were going to pick up. We ordered Wingstop.
Oh yeah,
Wingstop food, wings, chicken and shit. So she has some preservatives in most commercial ranch dressings. She's allergic to something. So we stopped at your Safeway.
Okay.
For a normie, non-preservative ranch dressing.
Okay. To find something she could eat.
Only to be absolutely flummoxed with the amount of bag salad varieties that don't exist at my Rayleigh's. And I went,
that's wild.
Oh, Nashville hot with pickles? Fuck yeah. And then we're looking at the other ones like, ooh, what's a Greek goddess salad? Okay, we grabbed that one. And there was another one in a big bag. I can't remember what it was. It was a Thai chili something or a Thai. I ended up eating, that was too hot for Venus. No, wait, I don't remember. Anyway, that one was good. The Greek goddess, meh. The Nashville hot one, love that. And then on the way to the goddamn kiosk to pay, I am barraged with 4 to 5 fucking flavors of Doritos I have never seen.
Oh, really?
The dill pickle one? I'm like,
yeah.
We came in for a bottle of ranch. I had 5 fucking salads in my hand. And it was, we're at checkout, and it's comical because then I'm like rubbernecking the...
What else am I missing?
The debated Doritos stands with all the Dorito flavors that I've never seen. And I went, well, I don't need... yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they got like a hot mustard one. And
like,
stuff.
what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Where are all these...
What's the deal, Rayleigh's?
Yeah, and we went, because we were tied up with grocery shopping this weekend. Venus was like, well, should
we go to Safeway?
Should we go to Safeway to get the salads? And I went, well, fucking, yeah. Clearly, I really like the Nashville hot one.
We buy those all the time because I eat them for lunch.
Yes, and they had, the Nashville hot one was like a single serving bag.
Yeah.
I've never seen...
Yeah, they're like a little smaller.
Usually, I'll make the big bag and then just eat half
Yeah.
for lunch, and then I'll nibble on the other half at like a mid-afternoon snack or something, or
Yeah.
I'll make it and split it in oddball places. I don't feel bad about eating salads.
Right.
But it's a big one. This one was a single person size salad.
right.
I'm like, why don't these exist at mine?
I don't know.
It was absolutely funny. And it was because we didn't walk out with actual, I mean, I would have not minded, but we walked out with a handful of salads that we were excited about. It was the silliest fucking thing. Like, what are the odds that would happen? Like,
That's
I don't
funny.
know. I'm gonna try that Thai one when I get home. But you got wings, but I'm like, yeah, there's a fucking Thai salad.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And it's funny too because it just depends on the stores because there's certain things that we can't get at Safeway that we have to go to other stores to find. And I don't remember. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but there's like, sometimes Shannon will make Chex Mix.
Oh, okay.
And she likes to put those Gardettos,
Oh, yeah.
like rye crisps
Yeah.
in there too.
Yeah.
Well, our Safeway never has them ever.
Oh.
So we have to go to Bel Air or Rayleigh's to buy them
Yeah.
because we can't find them at ours. It's like, what the shit?
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
bizarre.
Just weird shit like that.
Like, what?
You would think all the stores would pretty much carry the same thing, but they're all different,
Yeah.
you know?
It absolutely. I'm like, fuck. I don't have to go to Rayleigh's from now on to get my salad.
And then you go to fucking Winco and they got their own shit.
Do they?
You go to, you go to Walmart or whatever and they got their own shit. You know, it's crazy. Like there's different stuff at all the stores.
I think there was a third salad.
Was it tossed?
Yeah. I just legs in the air. She was like, anyway, there you go. Salads. Safeway. Awesome.
Safeway,
Awesome
yeah.
salads. The single serving ones.
Maybe I'll griddle them.
You could do fucking those grilled cheese hot dogs. Look mighty. I might go get a hot dog.
I do enjoy me a good hot dog.
I don't have hot dog buns. I do too. Plus, do you score?
I keep seeing this, and now I'm like, fuck, or just split them lengthwise or whatever. So I haven't.
You've never done that. Or,
Well, we don't normally just buy hot dogs. We'll do like Johnsonville's or something.
yeah.
So you don't score those because then you just let all the juice out.
Right.
But typically with hot dogs, no, I just grill them.
If we have hot dogs in this house, skewer spiraled. And then when you just off the skewer, and then they all fit.
Because you're getting caramelization in the middle
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff. And
you get more edges, more crispiness.
Yeah.
You know, the casing tends to.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last time I ate a hot dog that hadn't been spiral cut or scored.
Do you have a thing that cuts them like that?
No, I just put the skewer on them and then on my knife, and then I just
I see.
like roll it out on an angle.
I see.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But his was a lot more
Clever.
convenient. Like you could just get by with
Oh,
just
yeah.
scoring all of them in a swipe.
Or if you just cut them lengthwise too, that will do the same kind of thing.
Sure, but you may get like banana.
Well, you don't cut all the way. You just
Oh,
go,
you're talking like stripe it?
Yeah. Well, not all the way around. You just got to do one cut, but like you don't go in very far. That's what she said.
Well,
I mean, if you're Mormon, you're soaking. You know what I'm saying?
right, or bagpiping. What's the other one? Knee piping? Is that one? I don't
Bagpiping.
Yeah.
I
Remember, that's the armpit.
Oh Jesus, that's right.
Yeah. Sorry. Quaking, shaking,
So bizarre.
getting paid.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. We're at the end.
All right.
Thanks for 300 shows.
Yeah.
We'll be sure to return the cart.
Wash your hands.
Wash your ass.
Check your oil, Tony.
Stay up to date on your shots.
Make the call if you need to.
Register to vote.
Do the kindness.
Pick up a broom. And we'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.